So let's take a bit of time to look at bid adjustments. If there's a certain location that we want to have higher visibility on, we can increase our bids for anyone who searches from that location. Likewise, if we want to bid on a certain device, if we want more visibility on mobile or on desktop or on tablet, or less visibility on mobile, desktop or tablet, we can make adjustments to those. And we can also make adjustments to our audiences. So if someone from a remarketing list is to search for our keywords, we might want to bid a bit more aggressively to make sure that we're highly visible for those people, because there could be returning visitors with the likelihood of purchase. We definitely don't want the competition getting those clicks off those valuable visitors. And then we're able to set bid adjustments for the time of the day as well. So let's look at bid adjustments for locations. So remember, many bid adjustments are done on a campaign level. So let's just jump back into our campaign. There we can see locations, our ad schedule, our devices, and then our audiences and demographics, which can be targeted on an ad group level, but we're going to look at locations to begin. So let's just click in on locations. At the moment we're only targeting Ireland, so let's add another location. So we can add a location by pressing, and then we can add in the United Kingdom. And specifically, we can also add in, say, London. Now we're targeting Ireland, London, and the UK. Let's look at setting some bid adjustments for these. So we hit save. We may find that we really want to target people from the UK. These are quite valuable, so anyone looking for our keywords from the UK, we're willing to pay 15% more for a click. We can increase or decrease our bid. And we know that Londoners are very valuable, so let's increase our bids by 20%. Less valuable, say, in Ireland, so we might want to decrease our bid by 5%. That allows us to be more visible for Londoners, more visible for people from the UK, and pull back on Ireland. Next up, we'll look at some devices. So we click into devices here, and we can decide that, well, the majority of our conversions of our sales happen on a computer, so we are going to increase our bid by 15% for computers. People on mobile phones tend to be browsing, they tend to be just checking things out, they don't tend to purchase for our site, for example. It may be different for your site, so we might want to reduce our mobile bid by 10%. And possibly, we might want to reduce our bid by 10%. And we can see it has the minus there. And then with tablets, we find that perhaps they're just browsing as well, so we might want to decrease our bid by 5%. And we save that there. So that means that if our users from London or the UK are searching for our keywords, we will increase our bids by 15% or 20%, and then if they happen to be searching on a computer, we'll increase that again by 15%. However, if they're searching on a mobile, we'll reduce it by 10%, and we'll reduce it by 5% if it's a tablet. Next up, we might want to bid on some audiences. So if we added an audience to our group, to our campaign, we can increase for our in-market audience. If they happen to be in the market for mobile phones, we can increase or decrease that by 5%, say. Now all of these increases compound together, so your location bid adjustment will add 20% to the bid, your desktop will add a further 15% to the 20% on top of that bid, and then your mobile phone in market audience will add another 5% to those two previous bid adjustments. And remember, if we want to add, say, some new audience targeting, so maybe a remarketing list, we click on the audiences area here and open up this, and then we have the choice to pick some in-market audiences. Yes, we've one selected, or we can also choose to add some remarketing lists, and this is RLSA, so remarketing lists for search ads. If we want to add a remarketing list to our campaign after the fact, we can do it in here. And then just as we added a bid adjustment for our in-market audience, we can also add a bid adjustment for people who have visited our website before. We're then able to set an ad schedule. So this will determine when our ads will run, and we can set a schedule by clicking here and then creating a schedule. We can choose to do Mondays to Fridays, and maybe just we'll have it during our opening hours, so from say 9 AM until 5 PM. That's one. And then we might have another one during our opening hours for before we're open, so from midnight until 9, because they have to continue, and then from 5 to midnight. So we're going to run, it does cover us for the entire day, but what we're going to do is we're going to set some bid adjustments here, and we're not going to run at the weekends, as you can see. So we'll save that, and then we can say on Mondays during our working hours we want to increase our bids by 10%. When we are not open during those hours from midnight to 9 o'clock in the morning, we are going to decrease our bids by 20%. And when we are closed, we are also going to decrease our bids by 20%. And we can work this all the way down, and if we want to add a weekend piece in or change our bid adjustment, we can just edit our schedule here, and that brings up our schedule. So we might do weekends now, so Saturdays and Sundays, and we'll save that. And then down on Saturday and Sunday we can reduce our entire day bid by 20%, and likewise on Sunday. So it gives us great control over our bids and when we want to bid for certain things. So we can bid up and down when we're closed, and we can increase bids when we're open, and we can look at when we are most likely to get a conversion, and we can set a bid adjustment to increase our bids during those couple of hours. And this is a way of you controlling how impactful your ad serving is over the course of the day and the week.